Uzbekistan has seen rapid growth in digital finance. Cryptocurrencies and tokenized assets are increasingly attracting attention. And today we are here with Country Manager for Wallets and Telegram, Diorbek Muhammedov, to explore Uzbekistan's current crypto landscape, regulatory environment, and what the future may hold for users and investors in the country. Welcome to our studio, and we are really happy to have you here today.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for the invitation.
And my first question would be, how would you explain what cryptocurrency is to someone that has never used it before in Uzbekistan in simple terms?
In a very simple language, cryptocurrency is a form of digital money. Digital money itself is not new. We have seen it in different wallets, in cards, and different forms of payment throughout the history. But the difference that the cryptocurrency has is the technology behind it, what we call a blockchain. And I think we will discuss it more with the questions. Currently, it's being used worldwide for different means. The two main means of usage for the cryptocurrency is that people are using it to pay for services and to buy stuff. And secondly, they are using it as the form of investment in order to store value of their money. They're investing and then they're trying to get more out of their investment. So, yeah.
Yeah, Uzbekistan is also exploring it currently, I believe. So what I wanted to ask is that, so Uzbekistan is developing, learning more about cryptocurrency. So how do you see Uzbekistan's current regulatory environment shaping the adoption of cryptocurrency and tokenized assets?
I think we need to give due credit to Uzbekistan government, especially NAP, which is the National Agency of Perspective Projects, which is the regulator for the crypto market in Uzbekistan. Because I believe, this is also belief that we as a company hold, that Uzbekistan is one of the frontiers when it comes to regulation of the crypto market. What I believe is currently happening in Uzbekistan is, from the regulator's perspective, is the strict but regulated innovation in terms of the crypto market. Why is that? Because the players, meaning the companies, but at the same time, the users have strict rules when it comes to usage of the cryptocurrency or providing the licensed services. But at the same time, those rules are very clear. In terms of the companies have clear framework and structure on how to get the license, how to work with the regulator in terms of the compliance, and how to onboard the users in terms of the KYC, meaning know your customer, like asking for the documents and everything. And for the users, they also have clear rules of what the cryptocurrency is. Currently, as a regulator in the market, the cryptocurrency are already legally considered digital asset, which is a very frontier thing for Uzbekistan and for other countries as well. Because in many countries, cryptocurrencies are not recognized at all. So they are not seen as any asset. But in Uzbekistan, it being officially recognized as a digital asset, as a crypto asset, and at the same time giving users the trust and the regulation that you can trust these certain companies and you can work with them because we are licensing them, we are regulating them. I think that's one of the frontier things that the regulator and the Uzbekistan government is doing.
When you said that it's frontier, Uzbekistan is frontier, it's not only in Central Asia, but worldwide.
Yeah, let me give you an example. Wallet in Telegram operates in many countries. We currently have around 150 million users. But Uzbekistan is the first country we officially got the license and we officially expanded. That's how frontier it is, and it's not only my opinion, but it's also that how other companies, worldwide companies, including a Wallet in Telegram, are seeing Uzbekistan that there is a clear rule. This is how you get the license. This is how you interact with the customers. And this is how you report in terms of the compliance and in terms of the transaction reporting, transaction monitoring and everything. So because we see those rules and because we see that you can work with the regulator, not only because they're strict or because they have the clear rules, but also because they're open for innovation, especially when it comes to tokenized asset that you have mentioned. So in that way, we see that it's a frontier, and that's why we are in the market.
Are there specific regulatory challenges? You said that there are regulations. What are the challenges or gaps that you see as critical for the development of the crypto ecosystem in Uzbekistan?
Yeah, like I said, it's also a challenge, but then a very understandable challenge that the regulator currently is very strict when it comes to regulation of the asset and the monitoring and everything. But then I understand that. It's a challenge, but we understand that because Uzbekistan crypto market is not just growing, it's just born. Quite recently, with the NAP regulation and with the clear rules that were set quite recently. So in that way, it's growing. So in the stage of growth, in the stage of just being born as a market, it's very important to regulate and to provide education for the users. Because otherwise, not only the regulator, but also the companies may face certain risks because the users are not aware of the rules, or they are just speculating, or they're investing all of their money and everything. So it's important that there are clear rules, not only for the companies, but also for the users. When it comes to innovation, for example, launching new products for Uzbekistan that haven't been launched before, like, for example, tokens backed by real companies, stocks and funds. In that way, we are doing it along the rules and together with the regulator. For example, the stocks investment we launched as a pilot project for 1 month in order to see how many people are interested, how people are using, what kind of numbers we are having, and based on that, we're working with the NAP and seeing if there are no problems. Then we're ending the pilot, and after 1 month, we are launching it for everyone. So in that way, it's important that it's regulated, and at the same time, it's supported by NAP, which is the regulator in Uzbekistan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So at the same time, you can experiment and see what works best for the local population.
Yeah, I think that's what it means that it's a regulated innovation. It's not only us. It's just in general market. For example, the regulator recently has announced that in 2026, we're already going to see stable coins, crypto stable coins being used as the form of payment. So you can, for example, get your wallet, hopefully in the future, or any other asset provider, and you can use it, I don't know, pay in Korzinka or pay for the services in the street. That's also the possibility because the framework is already introduced, and we will see the innovation happening maybe by the end of the year.
So Telegram reaches more than 27 million users in Uzbekistan, and the platform now allows direct access to digital assets. And you said that you experimented with Uzbek people. And how familiar are Uzbek users with cryptocurrencies, tokenized assets, and which groups are engaging the most?
Wallet in Telegram is quite similarly going as the population of Uzbekistan. And the population of Uzbekistan is 60% use. The people that are until 30, 31, right? So this is a similar trend that we are seeing in our wallet as well, that majority of the users are young people, anywhere between 18 to 34, that are trying out the new form of assets, new form of investment. We are also seeing a lot of the tech-savvy, crypto-interested people, crypto-savvy, tech-savvy people that are interested in new forms of investment, new forms of storing their money. Those can be IT people, freelancers, the people in different companies, but at the same time, the trend that we see are majority of them are young people.
Some users see crypto mainly to speculate, while others treat it as a long-term investment. And how would you describe the mindset of Uzbek users regarding cryptocurrency in these terms?
We have all kinds of users. We have the people that are going to the app, going to wallet, and trying to speculate, trying to get quick investment and quick profit. Like, for example, invest in Bitcoin and just hope that the next day you are going to have a 20% return. You might, but you might also have 20% loss. So there is speculation. But also we see that the trend is growing, that people are getting more educated, and we see people that are investing for long term. We already see people holding their crypto assets for months, and some of them maybe even years. And that's the trend we are getting. There are people who speculate, and there are people who are viewing it as a short-term investment, and there are people who are viewing it as a long-term investment. Some people are just even holding money in crypto, but we have earned products where you get yearly percentages. So yeah, there are different people, different users, and I think as the market evolves, but more education that's coming from the regulator and from the players alike, I think the people are going to realize more and treat crypto investment more responsibly.
So you said that there is a trend, trends are changing and people are getting more educated about the cryptocurrency. And do you think that it is the result of the education that is provided, as you have mentioned earlier?
There are different forums already existent within Uzbekistan, for example, in Tashkent, even last year there was a crypto week. People are already talking openly about crypto in Uzbekistan. And there is also a regulator introducing certain rules. And there are players who are introducing what kind of crypto assets are there and what should you do with them, how to treat the crypto assets, how to invest in crypto assets. Like the perfect example can be even our Telegram channel and Telegram community, where the main thing we do is not necessarily marketing. We are not saying like, go buy this asset. What we are saying is, what is this asset? What should you do with it? How should you invest in it? What is cryptocurrency? What is blockchain? What is tokenized assets? And what is tokenization itself? So in that way, what we are doing is educating the public, so the public is more aware on what they're buying and why should they buy.
Education is really important, as you have mentioned before, and we are already seeing the results of this. Since you said that cryptocurrency and all of these notions and terms are really new to Uzbek society, as you have said, and I wanted to ask that trust is really critical when something is new and it's coming to a new environment. And trust, especially in any financial service, can be difficult for people. What measures are being taken to ensure secure, transparent operations and build confidence among Uzbek users?
I think that's the difference between licensed provider in Uzbekistan and unlicensed provider. What we do provide is transparency with the law, with the regulator, that we are following all of the rules, all of the framework that is set by the regulator. And that includes, like we have mentioned earlier, the KYC, meaning every user in Uzbekistan, when the user is registering to the wallet, they are going through KYC, providing all the documents. So every wallet is linked to the real user with the real documents. That's the first thing that we provide. And second thing that we already see is the legal form of depositing your money. We already provide legally, you can deposit from Humo, Visa, and MasterCard that are also already regulated by the bank side, that you're depositing your money first to your card, and then from your card you're depositing to legal crypto asset provider. Thirdly is all the assets, like we mentioned, we provide transparency. Transparency that information is shared in every asset page, how it grows. For example, they use different graphs that what kind of asset it is. And we also have the rules and the public offer that you can read, Q&As and everything, which sets clear rules and clear information on what kind of asset it is, what is the risks that it has, and based on that, people should be making their own decision. Because at the end of the day, be it crypto investment or be it any forms of investment, even when you are going to the banks, the risk is on the consumer. The players, what they should be doing is following the law and providing the transparency. And that's what we do in Telegram, wallet in Telegram.
Providing crypto services directly in a messaging app is a new approach. What operational or technical challenges have you encountered in integrating digital assets into Telegram?
I think we need to understand that wallet in Telegram has been, like even from the name you can see in Telegram, has been from the very beginning with no standalone app, always has been within Telegram. So in that way, we have years of experience working with Telegram users being embedded in Telegram. So in that approach itself is called embedded finance. And what we see is worldwide, this is a trend. You can already see even in Uzbekistan that apps that people are using don't necessarily have to be fintech, but they have fintech features or they have already wallet within, I don't know, the app that they use every day. So I think as the more time passes, people are going to be seeing fintech apps or fintech access within the apps that are in different messengers or in different other everyday usage apps. We see this more not as a difficulty or a problem, but rather a very interesting approach in a sense that we are getting users to have easy access to their digital finances, to the cryptocurrency. So in that way, we are making it easy for the people. We have even a saying, send crypto as easy as sending a message. That's what we provide. We are making it easy, but at the same time, we are following the regulators' framework and the rules.
One more question I wanted to ask. What kind of misconceptions are persistent among Uzbek audience regarding cryptocurrencies that you have faced during your work?
I think you need to understand that still there are a lot of news. I think considering you're from the news agency as well, that we see it on a daily basis. Someone got jailed. Someone got taken away because they have been speculating in the cryptocurrency and everything. So in that way, there is a lot of misconception, even when it comes to licensed providers. When you are investing in licensed provider, and if you are investing your own money, legally earned, legally owned money, you don't have nothing. You don't have anything to worry about. It's the same thing as giving your money to the bank. You're not worried about it because it's regulated, because it's legal. So same thing with the licensed crypto providers. But we see a lot of the misconception, a lot of the rumors that we are even seeing people messaging us or people messaging in our in our community, in our chats, that is it safe? Am I not going to be jailed or anything? So it's important that to provide a distinction for the public. There are licensed providers that are regulated, that follow the rules, that will protect your assets, and there are unlicensed providers. And there is a difference on how the government approaches licensed and unlicensed. So it's very important for the users to understand that.
Mm-hmm. Finally, we have reached the last question. Looking ahead, how do you see Uzbekistan's crypto market evolving in the next few years? And what role could domestic platform play in supporting growth and adoption?
A couple of years ago, I think a few years, 1 or 2 years ago, the number of people using cryptocurrencies, according to the statistics, was around 500,000 people. That is less than 2% of the population in Uzbekistan. I believe that in a few years, maybe in 5 years, that number will jump to a couple of million. And that comes with certain points. First is regulator being open to innovation. We already see that with their support for tokenized assets. We already see that with the framework introduced to accept stable coins as a form of payment. And third, I think what we are going to see is people are being more aware of what cryptocurrency is, being more educated, because financial literacy and crypto literacy are quite a challenge in Uzbekistan, not only because it's a crypto market, it's a new market, but also because of the traditional finance. People are just learning about it. We still see that people are still having some difficulty to understanding it. So that is a challenge that we need to be taking with the regulator and all of the players alike. Because crypto literacy and fintech literacy helps not only Wallet and Telegram or the regulator, it helps the entire market to grow. So if people are educated and if people understand what the cryptocurrency is, crypto assets, what are they and how they should be responsibly investing, then at the end of the day, we are going to be seeing cryptocurrency being one of the forms of not only investment, but even everyday usage for the payment, for the investment, for holding your money, and for maybe even using this particular money to for different approaches. And we are also going to be seeing, I think, our own crypto crypto coins and Uzbekistan-backed crypto technologies. What we already see, for example, Homo token, which is a stable coin backed by Uzbekistan. So these kind of technologies are going to be appearing more and more as long as the regulator stays open for innovation under the regulated terms.
I believe that what we are doing today, speaking about it and talking about how the regulations are actually working and the environment, how it's growing, I believe that it also provides insights into the users and investors about how to approach cryptocurrency in Uzbekistan and how it's shaping and evolving towards the future. And thank you a lot for visiting us today to share all of those insights and interesting information with us.
Thank you for having me once again, and I think it was a very productive meeting and the conversation. I thank you once again.
Thank you too.